Good morning and welcome to the Moopsyverse, where Chris and Mom are trying to figure out why the heck we have to work this week. Well, why he has to work this week. Because,
Today.
just
This
today.
time I'm just going on the New Year's Eve and then I come back on the 5th, so not really that much of work left.
Yeah, well, we technically, last job, had to work the week of Christmas. But we're also realistic because our industry isn't mission critical for the most part. I mean, it was in terms of COVID, so we all had jobs, which is very nice. But at the same time, almost everybody shut down because it was a glorified form of waste disposal. If you didn't toss out your garbage till tomorrow and have it processed, that's okay. If you didn't toss it out till next week, you'd have more to do, but nothing bad was going to happen in that intervening week. So it was a pretty chill week. Versus, actually, most of my jobs, this is chill week. I like the companies from Europe, though, when I worked for them. Because most of them were on the, we're going to shut down from the 15th to the 5th, so it's a paid holiday for everybody.
We do technically have a shutdown in the main office, but support is still functioning.
Yeah.
Because, there's always someone. There are countries which aren't obliged to hold Christmas. So,
well, the company I worked for that was out of Germany was actually an international company. So most of us would shut down everybody would legally shut down for the holidays. That was a perk from the company. But then we'd come back, and then January, the second week of January, was Tomb Cleaning Day in China, which was a 3-day holiday where everybody went to the family tombs to clean them and prepare them for the new year. And it's a thing, and I'm like, do we get tomb cleaning holiday? No, but you get 4th of July and we don't get that one. Okay, I see where we're going with this. But it was weird because I was trying to work with them on that week, and they're like, no, we have to shut down no, this is China.
China, yeah.
Yeah, and I was trying to coordinate some event with them. So we always did the really cool thing of the person we would send over to China was Steve. Steve is like 6'4". You could find Steve when you got to China, no problem. Because he'd be shoulders over everybody else, and the local people who were not used to big, tall Americans showing up would just stare at him and, can we take your picture? Can we take your picture? Can you take a picture with us? He was really uncomfortable with it. It was a really funny story.
I get why they're so engaged with someone this tall.
Yeah.
The whole thing isn't they are generally short by nature, and it's just genetics. And the fact is that they will always look upon. But that's the same thing in Japan. Black people in Japan get kind of the eye. I mean, not a scrutiny eye, but they're just fascinated by someone with this very dark skin. It's wow. They're always more fascinated.
Good morning, Cliff.
It's not common there.
No, it's not.
That's understandable.
Where was that? Oh, also in China there is a male model, and I think there's a female counterpart, and he's 6'8". He's Chinese, but he dresses frequently in traditional Mongolian costumes, and he and his lady partner, who also dresses in traditional costumes, just go walking through the streets, and people are like, click, 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 as they take pictures. A very handsome couple, too.
Nice.
And there's now I think he's not Filipino, but Indonesian male model, Harry Nista.
I'm aware of him.
If you haven't seen it, this guy is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Am I feeling better? I'm getting better, Cliff. It's just a slow process. I've been informally diagnosed with the super flu thing because it's just not getting better. But it's not getting any worse either. And the general admonition of, if you're not feeling better, don't go out in public. Okay, that's a good rule of thumb.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Apparently this stuff is super contagious.
Clothing on that guy.
What?
Harry Nista.
Oh, I like him. You not like him?
No,
I love the way he carries his
no doubt
body,
is.
and I love the way he dresses.
I don't know. I just checked his Instagram.
Oh, I don't know his Instagram. I mean, he's like the embodiment of androgynous.
I'm not sure if androgyny actually fits it, because like the face with the jawline is okay. Look at this.
Well,
No.
I mean, he's got a distinctively male jawline, but he's got that very lean body. You know, not really not announced hips or shoulders. It's just kind of straight line. So when he wears women's clothing, which he does at a couple of fashion shows, it's gorgeous. When he wears male clothing,
More than a couple. I've just seen an overview of his Instagram, and like more than 50% you would take him for a woman.
well, I never think of him as being female. Just male wearing women's clothes. But hey, that's me.
I mean, I have nothing against it. It's just not something I like to look at. I don't know. It makes me
Yeah,
feel that I'm not sure what I feel about the person.
I like how nicely toned he is, how well he carries himself. I grew up with a couple of guys like that, and they tended to, because at that time the social norm was just very male or female, and anything crossing over got you into trouble. So they tended to, over time, start to walk with, the shoulders hunched forward and kind of sinking down and not loving themselves as they should. Which, this guy clearly has probably been through some stuff, but
it's just like not my thing, not my aesthetic.
oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm watching Jean Michel. Oh! I don't know how you say his last name. Jean Michel Jarre?
Jarre, yeah.
Jarre.
Yeah. Oh, I love him.
Ah, I haven't.
One of my favorite composers.
I haven't listened to him forever.
He's did so much great. He did a 2-album collab with tons of electronic and general musicians from all over the world. It was Electronica Volume 1 and Electronica Volume 2, so not very hard to find. Their one is Spotify. Highly recommend. There's Pet Shop Boys collab, among others. Yeah, every single piece is unique. Every single piece is different. There are vocals from people. There are music pieces from people. He's blending his music with theirs music. Oh, Jarre is just... I've been on 2 of his concerts in my life.
Oh!
He's been luckily in Poland twice. I mean, he's been more than twice, but... he was on the 25th anniversary of Solidarność, which was the organization that started the strikes, which eventually overturned the government in Poland and started the downfall of the communist regime in the West, in the East, and Central Europe as well.
I know the last thing I heard from him, believe it or not, was in 2001 at the Acropolis.
Yeah. He did 12 Dreams of Sun 12-hour concert in Egypt, Cairo on the New Year's Eve 1999-2000.
Maybe that was the one I saw, but yeah,
Underneath the pyramids.
Right, yes, that's the one.
The pyramids were just the background of everything, and there were visualizations, local artists, whatnot. The concert is still giving me the shivers. I wish I was his fan then, because that would have been so great to go, but I was just a kid then. I wasn't even aware of his existence, but then my dad introduced me to his music, and I've been hooked on ever since. Yeah. His concerts have broken so many Guinness World Records, and the amount of people attending, and the size of the fireworks, the visualizations, all the stuff. And I'm just always so lucky to have been on 2 of his concerts, and seen him live was amazing.
That's so cool.
Especially that he's really just having great music on those, and those visualizations. The 25th anniversary Solidarność concert that took place in Gdańsk in my country in 2005. That was literally 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was just realizing it's more than 25 years since I've listened to him. So, and looking at all the soundtracks he's done, I've probably listened to him without realizing I'm listening to him.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he has done a lot of stuff.
I love another... was a project that was so unusual, because it's called Amazonia, I think.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know it, but I saw it on the IMDb.
That is amazing. Like, if you like sounds of nature blended with music, oof. This was this was 2021, I think, and he used electronic orchestral instruments combined with natural sounds that were recorded in the Amazon River. Um, binaural 5.1 surround
Uh-huh.
sound. There were two versions, which is fully by oral, which means you don't listen to it on speakers, put it only on
Yeah.
headsets.
Can I
The
interrupt you for
the
1 second?
music. Sure.
That's good. So, Mr. Dave, the guy we're talking about is composer. Pavarotti was an operatic tenor. So, is he like him in terms of awesomeness? Yes. Do they cover the same thing? No. You can Google him and listen to some of his stuff. Oh.
Half of his stuff is on YouTube anyway, but yeah,
Ah.
Amazonia was probably one of the last ones. I was so mesmerized. I listened on it in a loop for like a month. I couldn't stop listening to it. It was just so amazing. It's because I like the ambient of it, but I do like the music that was popping out of it. And when you're immersed in it, when the music is all over the place, that was amazing.
Yeah, but he's been composing for decades.
Oh,
First thing was in
1960.
1967.
Yep. Yeah.
And he has a new performance out right now.
Yeah, he's doing.
Oh, he
some
did
new
video games too. Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's composed for a few video games, not a lot.
Actually, he's been married to an actress that I absolutely love.
Whew.
They have been divorced since 1977, but I still have a soft spot for Charlotte Rampling.
Oh, I love her.
She's still so beautiful. Like I'm so amazed.
She was just in something recently too.
Well, she's been constantly in something.
I mean, I just saw her a couple of weeks ago.
Dune Part 2.
Yeah.
Dune
Oh.
Part 1 for one.
Yeah, but I thought she was in a British TV show recently. Let's see.
Possibly. She's British actress after all. I love her acting.
Yeah, I guess it was an older show I was watching. Okay. But you're right.
Show. Can't remember the title.
The first time I saw her was in Zardoz with Sean Connery. And that goes back a ways.
Yeah, I mean she's been active in things since 1963, I think. It's like mid to 1960s for sure. Yeah, I always love watching her. What was the title of that show? It's a miniseries with Ben Whishaw. Oh my god.
I have no idea.
Let me see.
Yeah, the series I just saw her in. She was in Broadchurch. I didn't realize that.
Again, like.
But I realize how old that is now. Oh my god. I keep feeling like. She was in Dexter too, by the way.
Yeah.
That's probably where you and I were talking about her last.
The worst season of the show, but not because of her. She was great. It's just the season was all over the place. What was that?
Broadchurch was 10 years ago. Broadchurch was 10 years ago. I'm feeling so old.
After Dexter.
She's done a lot since Dexter.
Yeah, she's been always active.
Dexter was a decade ago.
I mean, the new Dexter is pretty sweet, so I would highly recommend. I can't freaking find it. I'm just gonna drive me crazy. Wait, let me find Ben Whishaw because that was his main casting. Ben Whishaw, by the way, the most handsome of the. I wouldn't say younger actress. He's 45. But he doesn't look like it. It's so crazy when you look at Ben Whishaw.
What was I watching the other? I was
25.
I was watching something the other day with an actor, and they've got him when he was younger, and then they have him doing something now, and I'm like, he's cute when he's younger, but as he's like in his 40s, maybe even 50s now, oh my goodness, he's so much more attractive now that he's older.
That's what it was. London Spy. Oh my god. Why is Charlotte Rampling not mentioned?
Oh, is that really his dad, Cliff? I didn't know that. Jean Michel's dad is Maurice.
Yeah.
I did
Oh, there
not
she is.
know that. Well, I mean, he's amazing.
2015 miniseries London Spy. Such if you ever thought that combining an MI6 spy motif with a gay romance is a thing, and this is a thing, and it was so freaking good. I couldn't. I think it's on Prime. I'm not sure if it's for rent or just generally available, but it had such a great casting as well. Jim Broadbent, Ben Whishaw, among a few. Mostly British casting, I think. But yeah, pretty sweet series. Bittersweet in the tone, but I loved it.
I'm going to send you a party invitation. Would anybody else like to join the party?
That's a party.
The party of the first part. And I don't remember. I got to check. I've been deleting my own email, so I have no idea
Then Kathy ships
when my party is going to be on Saturday. I can't remember if I did 7 to 10 or 8 to 11. I think I did 7 to 10, 1 to 4, and 7 to 10. Yeah, that sounds right. 7 to 10, 1 to 4, 7 to 10. So 3 parties this Saturday. Well, I mailed it to everybody and then deleted it from my own email.
How would you do that?
I don't know. You want cognitive thought out of me? I will invite you, Mr. Cliff. There you are. But coherent thought when I was writing this, because it was on my notes, do this. I've got a list of things to do like yesterday. It's make sure you sew the lining to the jacket. Okay, I've sewn the lining to the jacket. Make sure you chop up these sticks to put them in the garbage. I will do that. So I got all those things yesterday. I got them done. But it's just kind of like do these things and check them off the list, and I'm getting into robot mode just to try and get things done at the moment. So the day I decided I have changed the message of the day and announced the party, I did that. And having done that, I checked it off the list and deleted all the emails. Because it's done. I don't have to think about it. Come on, there's one more. There we go. Oh, goody. I've got some more EPOs, because everybody wants an EPO. Hi, EPO lady. Do you remember when they basically only had, like, the snow EPOs? None of these other fancy schmancy EPOs? And lime is not a Christmas thing either, folks. Lime and cherry, no. What, I'm out of people? What is going on here? I need a biologist. Fine, I'll go buy a biologist. I need a cheap biologist. We will buy a 20,000 EC biologist. Who has joined us? Good morning, Graz. You're up early.
Yeah.
And quiet.
Graz has joined us. It's what, like 4:30 in the morning there? 5:30?
5:20. Yeah. But I'm used to
Before it
getting
doesn't
up.
awaken, we'll return to theaters for its 10th anniversary.
What?
The Force Awakens?
Yeah. None of that happens really in that film. Neither the Force, neither an awakening takes place. But yeah, still.
I don't know if it was Critical Drinker.
Sue awakens. That should be the title of it.
Either Little Platoon or Critical Drinker. It's probably Little Platoon. Just recently did the revisiting The Force Awakens 10 years later. It's even worse than I thought it was. Which I thought was, okay, well, let's...
So, I liked the first 20 minutes of that film because the opening felt fresh. Because it was mysterious, it was like, who the hell are these people? There's a girl that is living in solitude trying to survive. That was a cool hook for the moment, for the beginning. And then it started to, like, bluntly merge into, oh hi, we're doing New Hope again, and I'm like, I don't want to see that again. I wanted to see what happens after Luke and Leia and
Yeah.
Han Solo destroy the evil empire, so we can see things 20 years later or whatever.
Somebody did a walkthrough of how they would have done it 20 years later, keeping the lore, but actually going into how hard it is to create a stable new republic after the destruction of something that's been around for so long. And they didn't really have the infrastructure. They didn't have the Jedi. They didn't have a lot of stuff. So some of those books that are out there are so good.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought through stuff, and a lot of people have given that a lot of thought, but at least, unfortunately, not the people who actually made the bloody movie.
A lot of people gave it thought. These weren't some of them.
Nah, no one ever, outside of the J.J. Abrams maybe, has ever thought about making it this specific direction.
Yeah. I mean, so there's a lot of... You could do a great political thriller, but that wouldn't be interesting. They wanted pew-pew. Okay, fine, pew-pew, but there's more than one story that could be told.
There could have been. Finn could have been a great hook for...
Oh, Finn would have been a great story. I'm surprised they didn't go further with that one.
No, he had to be sidelined in the sequels.
Yeah, kind of got sidelined in this one. By the way, Mr. Dave, I have not done your race for today. I don't know if you logged in. Otherwise, I can turn it in later, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that you can turn in if you want to. Otherwise, I'll get it when we're done.
Has anyone done the Universal yet? Because of my Vortex?
Yeah, but I'm happy to do it because I have to do a Borg TFO as one of mine. So does that work for you?
Yeah.
Cliff, does that work for you?
Phoenix Box event is happening.
Well, the race is...
Where do you go to get those again?
To get what?
Phoenix Box event is back?
That would be on DS9 or Drosana. You can pick it up off the Available tab. And that provides a shortcut there, I do believe. Where is it? I'm not seeing it. Not that I really care. I don't need Phoenix boxes, to be honest. I'm not even seeing it here. You sure it started?
What did he say?
Because it's usually under the Available tab.
Now you make me doubt. Because I don't know if it started today. I saw them say that it's happening. And there's new items in there.
I don't see it on the bonus, on the events. I don't see it on the featured. Yeah, it's just Winter Wonderland. I don't see... Maybe it starts today or something. The world is falling apart now, as opposed to...
What is falling apart?
He says the world is falling apart.
Yeah, but what is falling apart about it? Because there's so many angles.
Yeah.
And none of them are the favorable ones. I want the world for CEOs and the world to fall apart. That's the world I want to fall apart. I want to see the world of Jeff Bezos, the guy who owns Microsoft, Elon Musk, to fall apart. Oof.
Let's see. The fact that missing are not complete yet. Oh, they're complete. You just have to turn them in. So Stags, Pixel, Madison, Skylar, and Scorn all have it done. I just have it done, so all I have to do is walk in and turn it over. Star Wars Fan did a short film using AI recreating Luke and Leia as they were after Return of the Jedi. It was well done. Even got a not-so-bad performance out of the AI. Yeah, AI can make good stuff if you have some, if it's not just completely AI, if you create the storyline and just let the AI do some of the work that you can't necessarily do. Yeah, you can make it work. Completely AI generated would probably be a little thin on the storyline.
Okay, so the Phoenix price pack.
I'm here just waiting for that AI bubble to finally burst. Because it's gonna happen. The question is not if, but when.
It starts today at 8
over-investing into it, and there's no revenue, and there's not really much.
So.
Am I muted?
No, you're not muted, Graz. Chris is just talking over you.
Okay.
I don't hear him.
Oh, you don't hear him?
No. Do you hear him?
Yeah, obviously I'm talking to him. You don't... That's weird.
He may have me muted.
No,
Yeah.
he shows us muted, like he has a cross microphone on.
Oh no, not on mine. Check to see if he's muted just on your side or something.
Let me just leave and go back.
Okay.
Because I don't see an option to mute.
Is he there?
I can try now.
Can you hear me, Chris?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay,
What was that about?
that is weird. And Cliff can hear him. Yeah, I can see that he's working on the voices here. Mr. Dave asks a really valid question. Which is worse, Discovery or The Force Awakens? And that's kind of unfair because Discovery went over 5 seasons. And Force Awakens is a one-off, so you'd have to, I think, pick one season of Discovery to compare it.
Force Awakens was worse. Because they had a bigger budget and freedom to do whatever they wanted, and they still went in one
That's
direction.
a really valid point. They had more resources and failed bigger.
The problem with Discovery is that there was a lot of turmoil behind the scenes, and there was a lot of money issues behind the scenes, because they were dependent on Netflix at the first 2 seasons. They were depending on, well, first draft was by Fuller, who then suddenly left, and Kurtzman is not exactly a good writer, and he was left with all of this, so he just tried to like make things out of almost thin air. So
Kurtzman is not a good writer. Who'd have thought that? Graz, you want in on some Kittimer Vortex?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Chris, the Phoenix Price Pack event starts today at 8 a.m. Pacific U.S. time.
Okay, so it hasn't started. I just
So
saw a glimpse and then I couldn't find it again, so I was just like, okay.
So it'll be right after the patch. And we do have a patch today. I don't think we'll see a patch on Thursday.
Was the patch just? Oh no, it was.
No, there wasn't. There was an announcement that there's a patch today.
Yeah.
Cliff says, I love The Force Awakens despite the comments. But Cliff, the whole point is just like Star Trek. Everybody can like what they like. There's.
Yeah, I know.
We can disagree with you, but it doesn't
it.
make you a bad person, doesn't make us better people. We're allowed to like what we like.
When it comes to art, movies, and TV shows, it's all subjective. Some people just like something else because it's just more tailored, cut out for them, and something just doesn't, and it's fine.
Ooh, so Mr. Dave asks the follow-up questions. Which one is more blasphemous to lore, Discovery or The Force Awakens? And the problem is Discovery predates the other episode or the other series. So while I think it's just horrendous, it actually is not blasphemous to lore as much as The Force Awakens. But even The Force Awakens isn't as bad as the next 2 movies. That's when it just...
Rise of the Skywalker.
Man, just missed the point, would we? Anybody else in on a little Kittimer?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to cue this up.
Pretty much, I think there's some... My view is those 3 movies didn't have George Lucas having his hand in the movie.
Well, I think
didn't have his ideas. It isn't about himself having an input, but they completely disrespected his concept for what would happen in the future. Weeble. He did have a draft, and I read some of the stuff that was like suggested from his blessing, and it would have been a very compelling story if ambitious. Again, it probably was just they took the easy road to just run a nostalgia wagon and nothing else.
There's times and places for that. So one thing I've found with people who do movies is if you tell them your budget is X and not a penny more, no matter what you do, you have to figure it out for X. Good directors, producers, writers get super creative. So it's one reason I like the Deadpool movies is they had super limited budgets and they stuck to them and said, well, what's the maximum we can do within the scope of this? So it might be we can't CGI. We have to do more real effects. We have to do things that are within the budget, and that means we have to figure out what we can do to compromise. And when you get the other one, which is unlimited budget, then you get people going, oh, let's CGI this and let's CGI that, not realizing that CGI has gotten really expensive but not as good as it used to be.
I mean, it still can be good. It just has to be done with the head and with some sort of
You can't
critical approach
you
instead of
can't
just bluntly
CGI
trying to please
everything.
everyone. Not everything, but like there are a lot of shows that use CGI in a in an I'm losing. I don't have the right word for it, but like reasonably in a reasonable capacity.
It's got
They
a
don't
place.
oversaturate scenes with CGI. CGI complements scenes. CGI fills them up. Like I don't know if you've seen The Man in the High Castle. That's from Amazon.
I've heard of it, but
Um,
no, I haven't seen it.
oh, it's so good. It's based on the same author books.
Philip,
Then
they,
Blade Runner, I think. Philip K. Dick, I
Oh,
think.
I love Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, and
Such a good
the
author.
shows I think they've done great work on. The show has done a great work on interpreting it in a way that is compelling and fascinating. And what is interesting because it all tackles about the world that is in an alternate reality where history has went a little bit differently, and it's kind of hilarious how situations have unfolded in the U.S. right now because
Hmm.
it is depicting the world after the Nazis and Japanese empire have actually won World War II.
Ah.
So you see New York with SS headquarters, and one of the skyscrapers has a huge swastika flag hanging off of it, and it's one of those very tall buildings. It's happening in like the mid 50s, 60s, I think. So
Okay.
it's also set in a specific period. And what is fascinating about it is that they've used a lot of CGI, but it was done in the background. It wasn't used in the foreground. So you could see a landscape of like New York from like the 50s and 60s, but there are buildings that are different. You don't recognize the landscape because it's different, because they assume that their buildings would be different because everything post World War II would be built in a different direction. They would have cars that would have been either CGI'd or outfitted in practical if they were in foreground, that would have been made out of bronze, molded
Ooh.
in the period. So they would be different. Planes, the jet planes in
Mm-hmm.
like the 60s would have looked differently because they would be based on the V2 engine from the Nazi ideology. So the shape of the plane and the engine was completely different. It was completely CGI, but I couldn't tell. But it was in the background. You could see it fly in the sky. You could see it land on the airplane or the airport, but you wouldn't like see like a full shot of it, like so it wouldn't be so bluntly CGI'd. The San Francisco, which is Japan dominated,
Mm-hmm.
because the west is that the west coast? Yeah, that's the west coast, right? Is completely overtaken by the Japanese Empire, and they are still having like the city as it would look like in the 60s, but it's like dominated with typical Japanese mm, attire, so to say. So billboards, neons, the advertisements, the windows, and all the stuff would be outfitted as it would if they would be able to dominate San Francisco and the coast in its entirety. And it was so amazingly done. And when I saw the VFX breakdown, because the company that did the VFX for the show has been doing the breakdowns, how they have composed the scenes, the amount of extent of CGI I've seen there that was in the background and I could never pick it up because it did not look like CGI was staggering. They did entire mountain ranges just to outfit a completely different place to look like something else because it was not in the foreground, it wasn't the essence of it. They still used heavily set costumes, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But they planted CGI in such a tasteful way that it just didn't look in your face.
Let me jump over here to Mr. Dave, who backtracks just a little bit. I'm getting on to what you're saying. Let me go on with one thing. There is a show called Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, which was set in 1920s Melbourne, Australia. And they did, again, great job of researching it and using CGI to create backgrounds against practical props and equipment. So they had authentic cars, 1920s and earlier cars, but then they would have these beautiful backdrops that they had CGI'd in with images from the time that had been updated, so it looked clean and fresh. Great job, but it was limited budget, so you put it in where you could. to make it seem very authentic to the period. And where they didn't have to, they didn't. So they found houses that they set the main events in that still existed from the 1920s and which look like they did then. So a great job of blending that. Put it in where you need it to get the effect, which I think is where you're going. You're getting that effect. You're getting it correctly, thoughtfully done, but then you're also putting in practical and real-world effects. Now let me jump back to Mr. Dave here, who goes back to Star Trek v. Star Wars, or all that. You know what's wrong? A wrong thought about Star Wars is that they blame Disney for running the franchise, but he means ruining, when in all honesty, Kathleen Kennedy grew up under Lucas and she changed the narrative in the last 3 movies. She felt from starting the story with logical consistency to utter garbage. I think she gave the authors, the writers, just absolute liberty and never watched over them. And
there was too much freedom. Every director could do their own thing, and she didn't care. The only time she was really concerned about the future was when Rian Johnson happened, and everyone reacted to.
Yeah, well, if I remember right, the story that he presented them and that they filmed was actually his first draft on it. Yeah. I got news for you. First drafts are never really good.
I mean, you have to be a real genius to have a really good first draft.
Even geniuses don't have good first drafts. You go back and you go, here's the logic holes, here's the inconsistencies, here's where the dialogue. I think one of the issues I have with Rian Johnson and JJ is they write in one voice. Everybody speaks similarly to each other. TNG, each character had a unique voice. So Picard might speak in one way. Data was obvious. He didn't use contractions. He had a more formal speech pattern. And then you'd get to Frakes, who was very American-esque, and so was Crusher. And Troy had a completely different structural style to the way she spoke. So whoever's writing is thinking about how people use words. Not just how they pronounce them, but how they use them. And it's a nice little touch, and it's difficult to do on a first draft unless you're incredibly persnickety. I'm working on a story that I originally wrote in the early 2000s, maybe in the 1990s, and going back and realizing a lot of my characters speak in the same voice when I'm doing it. So one character is like 18 years old. She would not speak the same way that the 45-year-old would or the 70-year-old guy would, because they're all coming from different cultures and different backgrounds. And even if they were coming from the same culture and the same background, I mean, kids these days don't talk the way that folks of my age do, because we just don't. I have never X'd anybody a question. I have X'd people from their jobs, though. Cliff says the X-Files use CGI and no one noticed. Yeah, again, great use of CGI. You put it in where you need it, where you can't do a practical effect, and where you can make it work, but you don't throw it in for the sake of throwing it in. Sometimes it's cheaper to CGI, sometimes it's better to CGI. Make that call. Would anybody like to do Zenkethi Front with me?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Oh, actually, let me switch chips.
Okay, switch chips. Let me know when you're ready. That said, I have seen all CGI movies that are dang good. Again, great use of the medium. There was a time when people thought you couldn't do an animated movie. And then Disney showed people you could do an animated movie that was interesting and well executed.
Alright, ready.
Okay. Get down here and cue this up. And then we went all the way up through Weeboo.
Weeboo.
Then we go up through Pixar and Studio Ghibli and all these wonderful studios doing animated movies that are brilliant. DreamWorks, yeah. Every year they do a Studio Ghibli Fest at the theater around here on Sunday mornings, and they do one movie every week, and just one showing. And it's always done at a kid-friendly time, middle of the day. But most of those movies are maybe a little scary sometimes for kids, but usually great, and the parents love them, the kids love them. Why can't we have more stuff like that today? Grumble, grumble, grumble. So I'm going to ask a stupid question. The lady who's going to be in Starfleet Academy, that's Holly Hunter, not Helen Hunt, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I saw a thing about Helen Hunt yesterday. I'm thinking, hold on, was she the one who's going to be in it? No, I'm getting these confused. I am so confused sometimes. Then there's an actress, Sarah Paulson. And then there's a lady who murdered her boyfriend, also Sarah Paulson Boone. And I guess they're even from the same state. And people are like, oh, which Sarah Paulson? The one who killed people or the one who's the actress who kills people in some of them? Just found an amazing looking Asian movie called The Wandering Earth. Oh, I've never heard of that. And Mr. Dave says, so I'm watching Voyager again. As you know, what's the point of B'Elanna's jacket? I get it's probably to cover up her pregnancy, but it would be cool if others had jackets too. Secondly,
Didn't Dr. Crusher have a jacket like that for a while?
No, she didn't. She had a jacket, yeah, but she had her medical jacket, and then they just discreetly put her behind things. So the table with all the medical equipment on it just happened to be slightly below breast height, so anything below that, oh, you have a bomb, I will go with you. But Picard had a jacket at one time and nobody else had a jacket. But at least in this story he goes, oh, it's cold in here, I'm going to go get my jacket. And that's how they put it in there. I can't imagine anybody's ever cold on a studio, but okay. I just found that funny that they find reasons to have people change costumes. Yeah. Well, you know. Did you blow that thing up already?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't even hear it. And see, secondly, the tools on her jacket seem pointless as no one else uses tools. If anyone would need tools on hand, that would be a doctor. Yep.
Engineers often use tools in
Yeah.
Star Trek. People just don't notice them.
Yeah, but having a belt or something to keep them on makes perfect sense.
Yeah, a utility belt or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I think it's a good detail bit.
I never questioned that. It never raised my eyebrows.
I would say that they should have tools. Pulling them out from nowhere, or worse, carrying them to a site, just carrying them without a belt or a pouch or something, seems silly. You are clear to blow that thing up, Cliff. Two Zenkethi bases remain. One Zenkethi base remains.
He can't keep up with us, does he?
Yeah. I have a bomb. Where am I going? I'm going down there. Where is the dreadnought? There's the dreadnought, so that must be the base I want. And Graz is out there killing it. Thank you, Graz. Oh, it's too late.
Gosh darn it.
Hey, I had a bomb. I'm gonna go blow that thing up.
So efficient. We were so
Yeah, we were
fast.
good. We were good. I got my 5 Zenkethi ships out of it. Let's see. Wandering Earth, it also has a sequel. So, okay, let's go look at the Wandering Earth. Let's not read that one. Let's read that one. 2019, so not an old movie. The sun is dying out. The Earth will soon be engulfed by the inflating sun. To save the human civilization, scientists draw up an escape plan that will bring the whole human race from danger with the help of thousands of infusion-powered engines. The planet Earth will leave the solar system and embark on a 2,500-year journey to the orbit of a star 4.5 light-years away. Interesting! Let's see now. The book is available, but the movie is not on Amazon. The Blu-ray is purchasable from Amazon, so let's see if we can get that. It's probably on Streamio. Where's Taz when we need him?
Clearly not here.
Interesting. The book's available, but the movie, The Wandering Earth 2, is available as a movie from a bunch of sources. eBay is probably the only place if you want to get the original one for the movie. Yeah, it's showing up on DVDs on eBay, but no place else. Ooh, ranging from $11 to $60. And then the 2 is available through Walmart and a bunch of other places. So if you've seen it, and you know where we can see it, share. Cliff says he's going to watch it. Where are you going to get it from, Cliff? Let's see, let me jump back here. Mr. Dave says, it's funny how you can pick up what part of the story is written based on movie releases when things change, like uniforms or astrometrics being added. Watch the trailer. Well, it looks good. I want to see the movie. But I can't see the movie. Where are you watching it from, Cliff? We got time for something else. Who else has stuff they need to do this morning?
Well, I was in Kathy got my stuff out of the box. So.
One of those websites. I wasn't here. I didn't say anything. Thank you, Cliff. Graz, you need anything this morning?
Pretty much zoned that, like Chris said, Kathy will take care of it.
Okay, let me jump on my other account and see if there's anything worth going after on that one, because I got mine done on the main account, but let's take a peek here. Nope, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Thank you. Zen sale starting up, but kind of short on funds, and Zen can wait. Middle of January, things should figure out themselves, so I just have to kind of hang on till the middle of January. But that's why God gave us credit cards. Let's see what we got on this one. I have Undine ships in the battle zone.
Oh, the excitement is oozing.
Yes, you can hear how thrilled I am with that. So when I re-roll that one, I get defeat Voth on the ground.
Worse.
Phaser damage on the ground. I can live with phaser damage on the ground, but no, there's nothing else here worth doing.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's ground and ground and ground.
A little bit of ground.
And a little bit of ground to top it off. I'm going to go over here and turn in a race while I'm here. Hi, race coordinator. There we go. And I got 2 done. Yay. Alright, we're back there. Close you out. Come back to here. Come back to there. Anybody need anything? Stowe question. Mom, do you think we will get more interior spaces in Starship's playhousing with? No. I can tell you that is not going to happen. The devs have said it because it's not profitable to spend all the time that they have to spend on interiors, and they don't make much money off of it, so they will do no more new interiors.
I would like to point out that this is kind of stupid. World of Warcraft has just introduced a house building kind of mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
So after years, and that game has been a long time up and running, and it's a pay you have pay a subscription kind of thing. So they already have to pay monthly, I think monthly or yearly, I don't know, to actually play it. And the fact that they've just introduced that, and it's still just in the beta phase, so it's still like a open beta kind of function, and people have been doing incredible things with it.
Yeah.
They just keep releasing new content, items, cosmetics, elements to put on your walls and your interiors, change the colors. Why not do this?
Unless
They would still find a reason to profit on interiors, because you could customize every single one. What do they do? Nothing, because they sit on a gold mine really with that. They have no idea how many people have actually gotten into that and actually paid money for it.
They probably do, so there's got to be a really good reason behind it, and I don't know what that is.
They just don't know how to implement it in the game.
That might be it.
Too old.
Yeah, that could well be it. Which is why, hang on a second here. It is 6:53 a.m. Let's see if we're going to redo Star Trek Online in the next few weeks or not. There it is.
Oh.
Nobody won the lottery. Nobody won the lottery. It's $1.7 billion for Christmas Eve.
Well, even after the taxes and everything, you still be rich for days.
Yeah, well, $1.7 billion. The take-home would be close to $1 billion.
I would use it in such a good way.
Oh, yeah, last night I was thinking, what would I do? No, Thomas doesn't do housing objects. Thomas is a ship guy. Hire a guy who could focus in on doing interiors.
They have good artists doing interiors, because look at the interiors for the latest episodes. In the Terran arc, the interiors of the ships were so intricate.
Yeah, I mean, there's people out there who want to do it.
Removable panels with stuff inside of it. Like, hello.
It can be done.
No one would have thought that's possible like 10 years ago in Stowe.
So anyway, 1.7 billion. It's too much money. I have absolutely no use for that. I would get my. I keep going. Would I sell my house or would I stay here? I'd probably move out, have them gut the interior, make it exactly the way I want, and then I'd have this house to live in. But it doesn't solve the basic premise of there's no close grocery stores. And then I thought, yes, but I could have a service get my food and deliver it to the house. I mean, there's Instacart and all that stuff. No, I still like cooking. But then I could focus on other stuff, and, that still would leave $990,000,990,000. It cost about $10,000 to gut my house the way I want it. Because I kind of like my house. But it could be better. And my son's like, you could have them build you a new house, closer to where you want to live. I could do that too. And I'd still be able to help a bunch of people out. I mean, a bunch of people. Because that's, my son would get taken care of, my son's roomie get taken care of, my niece and my nephew, they're probably in good shape, but help them out a little bit. My brother-in-law's got enough money to live happily. Cliff said, I just want a new PC, gigaquads of hard drive space. Yeah. We would buy Stowe and help people make housing a thing. Yeah, exactly. No, definitely, Mr. Dave. I would buy Stowe and I'd buy the company I used to work for. And that still isn't more than $5 million. No. What did they say? $50 million for Stowe and probably $10 million for that. That's $60 million. That's nothing compared to $1 billion. That's like if you have $1,000 and you spend $60. Big deal. You still have 94% left. Yeah, no, definitely. There would be a lot of helping people out because I've got so many friends and acquaintances who could use a hand, and then there's a bunch of complete strangers I don't know who could use a hand, and there's all those dog rescues that could use a hand.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Mm-hmm. And needless to say, I would have at least one more pupper, besides the best pupper in the world who's sleeping here, because she had a very challenging morning. She got up and found one of her squeaky toys. And we had to shred it. There was toys that had to be destroyed this morning, and now she's very tired. How about we do one more quick one, and then I'm going to go get my day going? Oh, Cliff, the dogs don't know, but in the trunk there's 2 bags of treats, a whole bunch of toys that PetSmart sells at Christmas, where if you buy one, they donate one to a local shelter. So, of course, I bought like 40 of them over the last couple months and just stuffed them in the trunk, and then on Christmas morning or Christmas afternoon, I'm just going to grab them all and throw them in the middle of the floor and let them have some fun. And they will look at me like, oh, but we prefer the old one that we left outside in the rain that is 90% mud right now. Because, dogs. Dogs, I'm going to snooze that right there. What should we do? Pick one up.
I have no ideas.
Cliff? Sorry. Yeah, Cliff, you got a taste for something? Or Graz, you got a taste for something?
I'm good.
Cliff?
It's not a question whether you're good. It was a question
Yeah, we know you're good.
Specific.
No.
I think I would travel more if I had money, though. But because I have the dogs and I can't travel overseas with the dogs easily, that would be really rough on them. I wouldn't do that to them. I'd probably get like a van that we could drive around and have it set up so the dogs would have comfort space in the back. And we could drive from national park to national park and go walking the dogs.
So one of the RV
Yeah,
vehicles?
Yeah, my martial arts instructor has an RV that his family purchased together, and he uses it to take everybody places. But when my husband passed away, he came up with his wife and dogs, and just hung out with us for a couple of days, and then we'd go over to the camping sites where they were, and we'd have little cookouts. It was really nice. Got nothing fine. I'm picking, since we have a good team here, we'll do this one because it's fun. There we go. I have queued us up for one last one for the morning. I am planning to do a show tonight if folks want to join me. We had a lot of fun last night. Come on, there's 4 of us. There we go. Wee woo.
Oh, look, we have a wee woo.
Yeah, go back to bed, Mr. Dave. Sleep well. Did you turn in your event, or do I need to do that? Oh, no worries. I'll take care of it. I will take care of it. Today's project, aside from walking the dogs and hitting the gym, is to sew the lining that I sewed together yesterday into the interior of the jacket. And then I will have a brand new jacket that, as I'm cutting the lining for it, I realized this is a really big jacket. It's a men's large jacket. It's going to be falling off me. But it's the thought of going out and spending another $100 on a jacket when I've got a perfectly adequate, if somewhat large jacket, just strikes me as wrong.
I just decided to torture myself here, and when you were talking about the Powerball.
Yeah?
I found a website that will show you what the annuity of it would be.
Oh, yeah.
Each year.
What does it say?
Okay, so the first year, take them after taxes.
Yeah.
Is like just shy of 16 million.
So it'd take us
following,
3 years to save up to buy Star Trek Online. Oh, no.
it's like,
well, that's if you do the annuity, though, right?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Actually, after 4 years, you would have to money for it.
So I'd probably
But
take the lump sum then, buy Star Trek Online and BioSafe, and then put the rest into investments, an annuity of a different sort. But still, 16 million a year. I suppose I could learn to live on it, but Come on, give me the board cube. Really? We're not going to target? There we go. It did not want to let me target this. I think I need a few more heals on this ship. Is there anything left? Thank you. Appreciate that, Chris.
No worries.
Let's see, it's Tuesday, right? There is there's no Universal this weekend. And I think tomorrow is Start an Academy Lore. Or that's the DOF. It's a stupid one. It's an easy one. So we have a nice Christmas present of there's not much to do this Christmas. Satalia has dibs on 5. But since Satalia's not here, I'll go take 5.
I'll take her 3.
Okay. Well, somebody else dropped into 5 there, so I'll go over and take care of 6. I was talking about the recipes for the Star Trek Online cookbook last night, and trying to figure out what equivalents there are for things that aren't made with, Earth-based foods. So some are kind of easy. Let's see. You said you got 4? Oh, Cliff's got... No, that's 1. Cliff's got 1. Hi, Satalia. Satalia, I wanted to tell you that I got no updates from Grounds and Hounds about my coffee order. And then I got a message yesterday that, it's been delivered. It's sitting on your front step. Which it was. So I now have Naughty List and Nice List. I bought the girls a new blanket. So we all have a Christmas present. I think I got Snowy Day, and then I got a free candy bar, too, from them, which was interesting. Is that person? No, they're... Whoever was on 1 is bopping back and forth with something else, too. It is an X-assimilator.
The debris field, formerly known as an assimilator.
So, what you didn't hear last night, Chris, is now that I have my Stream Deck hooked up, what the heck am I going to do with it? I went to Elgato to see, what do you use a Stream Deck for now that I have it? I have no idea what I'm...
Between scenes, you can have alerts, you can have sounds.
But I can build that all into OBS too. So it's all automated.
You can link it to OBS and you can automate everything. You can add alerts. You can add quotes that are being played whenever you want. Playing specific type of music. Some short clips if you have them.
And let me interrupt for a second. Satalian has informed me that I can call dibs on winning the lottery for Christmas Eve. I didn't know that was an option. All right, I am doing it. I claim dibs on Christmas Eve lottery winnings. So everybody else, give it up. It's mine, 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 all mine. The bad thing is I'm also playing for Board King. And I can just see it. Winning tickets sold at my local store. It's most of my numbers. And then I realize, but it's Board King's ticket. He'd be very happy. But I'd be doing I'd be so close. But I'd make him pay me back the $10 I've invested in lottery tickets for him over the years. And I'd make him actually fly out here because he'd have to come to Indy to collect. Board King does not like flying. And he doesn't drive.
Alright, let's destroy a Borg cube.
Let's see if I can actually turn around here and get up there. Did we kill them all?
Yep.
That was a very efficient one. So Talia only wants 47,000 if she wins. And I can keep the rest. I'm going to keep that message there, Satalia, in case your ticket does win. But she said I could keep it. What's right there in writing? Well, that was a very clean run there. I'm very proud of us. We did a fine job.
The efficiency was off the charts.
Yes, yes. Very Borgish of us.
Queen will be proud.
All right, I'm going to get out of here. We'll be back in about 10 hours or so. Don't forget there is a patch starting in about, 3 hours?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, in about 3 hours.
2
Use the
hours
rest.
50.
So, Satalia, what we do is we have you, we create a corporation. We hire you as our chief negotiator, since you said you were going to negotiate this for us. Or was that Rachel who was going to negotiate all this for us? Anyway, we hire the people who need jobs, and we use that money to make sure they've got good jobs so they can afford to have good lives. And that way we support Stowe and we support our friends. Very important. I mean, that's the perfect way, and we make it maybe not a job for life, but enough to keep everybody healthy and happy, and they can start putting money away for retirement, blah, 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 blah. There's a way around it, so everybody gets to profit from this. That's my argument to the gods of good karma. Anyway, we'll see you guys in about 10 hours if you want to join us then. If you don't want to join us, then no worries. We are going to mostly do Spacey Pew Pew and running around on the Winter Wonderland, which sounds like every day here, because it is every day here. Have a great morning, everybody, and as we like to say around here, stay moopsome. The enthusiasm is overwhelming.
Who are you? We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.